Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and if you're looking behind me, that is my spaceship lesson. Friends, I've got some upgrades and how to take better pictures, so let's get cracking. Alright, friends, so the first thing I want to mention is always go past what I give you. This was my basic lesson, and there's just so much more room for you to add scribble stripes. If we look underneath here, make sure you always keep this bubble separate, so I'm going to hide it. But I just added awesome little faces like we learned to make my people a little more unique. Gave them a star, gave it a cool part on the back that I just added for fun, and I did scribble stripes. So these are just bonus things that make them more awesome. The second thing I really want you to understand is how to take better pictures, and we're going to actually take our pictures and use them in a cool project right now. So first, grab all of one of your spaceships, and note all I did was select my other spaceship and do Control D so I could get two. This way you can have many different ones, which is fun for the next project. So I'm going to take one of my spaceships, I'm going to zoom way out, and I'm going to lift it way up in the sky. I'm going to use Fit View to zoom in, and what I can do is lift this up so that everything behind me, notice I click down here, everything behind me is white. I can zoom in and get a good angle. I'm going to hold shift and right click. And then when I do my screenshot, I want to make sure that none of this blue is touching. I'm going to use send to do my screenshot. Notice I've got a big white background in that little corner, which doesn't matter. I like my angle, and I'm going to save it to my downloads. Yours will probably save to your downloads automatically. I've got to pick mine. I left that as Spaceship Plain. I'm going to grab all of this, and this is important to make sure you have it all, and I'm going to drop it. I'm going to grab my other spaceship, lift it up really high as well, change so I've got a different angle. So this one will be flying from the back. Make sure I click out here on the white so nothing's selected, and I'm going to save this picture too. But this one I'm going to give a new name. Notice this one's Spaceship 1. It is already in my downloads, and I'm just going to hit save. Now that you've got two high-quality pictures, we're going to actually play with them in Pixlr. Start a new tab, and I need you to type Pixlr. If you put an X after it, that's fine. Make sure you visit Pixlr-x. When you get to Pixlr-x, it may talk about a new one. Just choose Pixlr-x, and we're going to create new. I want you to do one that's 720p. Make sure you choose that so all of ours are the same. And I want you to put SS and your initials. My initials are MDH, so I'm going to be SSMDH, and I'm going to hit create. We need to add those images, and we're going to do that with the Add Image button. We're going to browse. Remember, we put ours in our downloads. I'm going to zip up here. You can see I could have just grabbed them like this. And I'm first going to bring in the white spaceship. And then I'm going to cut away the stuff I don't want. It is super simple. If you hit cutout, notice none of the blue is touching. So I can simply crop with a shape. And I want to keep this. So I'm just keeping the white parts of my shape. And I'm going to hit close. And then I'm going to crop again. So I'm doing this twice. This time I'm going to do magic. And I want to get rid of all the white stuff. So I'm going to switch to remove. And when I go pop, notice it just cleaned up my entire shape. So it's just the awesome spaceship. I'm going to hit close on that window. Let's go back to add image. We're going to browse and let's grab our second spaceship. So this will be the blue one. Notice it's even got a little bit of this picture down below. No big deal. Same steps. Cut out. We're going to keep just this top piece. Then I'm going to switch to remove, and I'm going to use the magic cutout. So notice I skipped the close step, and I want to remove all the white, and bang, we have got both of our spaceships. I'm going to go to arrange, and notice I've got layers, Spaceship 1, Spaceship 2. So right now I am moving Spaceship 1 down. I can shrink it. I can grab Spaceship 2, so notice I'm switching layers. And I can shrink it. If the layers are in your way, you can hide them by simply clicking that check mark and then bringing them back. Now the next part of this is I want to add a cool background. So I'm going to start a brand new tab. I'm going to simply do space, images, and when I hit enter, I'm going to follow these steps. Make sure you choose images, pick one that you think is cool. I'm going to just take this one right here with the galaxy. And then I simply want you to right click and let's try to copy the image. Return to Pixlr, and down on the bottom here, hit the plus. And we want to add an empty frame, and then we want to put the empty frame on the bottom. So we just drag it to the very bottom, and then we can hit Control V to paste that image in. Wait for it to happen. So right there you can see the word paste happened, and it just takes a while for it to show up. Now if you scroll back, you'll notice that you can shrink and adjust that one to the exact size you want. So if there was part of the image you didn't want, you can move it around. But now you can switch among your layers, arranging your awesome spaceship compilation to look however you want. I'm going to shrink that one down and put it over here. I'm going to shrink this one down and put it up here. So if you look closely, I've got some extra layers. I'm going to just click on those and delete them. They were just empty layers, but now I've got my two spaceships, which I'm demanding, and then I also want you to add some cool text. I want you to put the text on a new layer up top though, so once again we'll hit plus, and we'll do a text layer, and let's move it to the top so it's above our stuff, and let's make sure we put something cool. I'm going to put Space the Final Frontier. When I click and make it permanent, I can then move it. And then let's play with the text. So when we click fonts, make sure you keep an eye on down here. If they've got the little star, that means they are premium. So I'm going to just click on one that doesn't have that. I'm going to move down and change its size so that it fits the way I want. 175 is obviously too big, so this time I'm going to just type the number 90. That's alright, but I'm going to try 110. That fits pretty darn well. I'm going to adjust it to the spot where I want to put it, and then I'm also going to change the outline of it. I want it to have a pink outline, and then I can also add a cool shadow to it. So I'm going to go down to shadow. I want to add a purple shadow. You can see that just showed up underneath it. You can also change the size of your outline. Right now my outline was 30. I can adjust that to look however I want using all the cool controls under here. Make sure you explore them to check them out. If you want yours to be curved, you can do that as well. If you want to fill yours with a different color, you can do that too. I'm going to fill mine with a funky green as I just play and experiment with these cool parts. Friends, we're going to use this tool a lot as we create and label things, so I want to make sure you understand text and layers. I'm going to add one more empty layer, and I'm going to make sure it's up top. And then I want you to paint on that layer. So I'm going to shoot little missiles out of this fellow. I'm going to make the size kind of small. I want to make the missiles I've got coming out yellow. Notice I hit the yellow-ish, and then I drag to the exact color I want. And then notice I'm on this layer, so I can just draw sweet little missiles coming out like I was trying to shoot the other one. You could also use this kind of technique to add flames. Notice now I'm going to switch to the orange, and I'm just going to put little flames coming out of my ship. Now, I'm not trying to turn one in that's perfect. I'm just trying to give you ideas of how to make the most awesome compilation. Before you turn this in, the last thing I need you to do is add text. Instead of doing all these fancy ones, I just want you to simply click and let's put by in our name. If you want to put your last initial, you can. You don't have to. Once again, don't pick the fonts with the little stars. Pick something else. Pick a color that you think is cool. I'm going to make mine a bright purple. You can see it showed up here. I'm going to shrink this so it's a little easier to grab, and I'm going to put it down here in the right hand corner. And I do want to change the size. I'm going to try 60 and see if I like that. That's pretty sweet. You can adjust it however you want. The final part of this project is for you to save it and turn it in. So I'm going to call mine SSMDH, and I'm going to put final after it. I would like you to turn in PNGs, and you need to hit download. Yours should save right to your downloads automatically. If it doesn't, make sure you pick downloads, and boom, you are ready to take that new image and turn it into Google Classroom. Friends, once you've completed that, make sure you click back to home, and then when you hit the home button, you will see your file is saved in Pixlr-x. So if you sign in from your school account again, you'll be able to see your former project. All right, friends, so let's double check what we learned. We know where Pixlr-x is, we know how to add text, we know how to add layers, we know how to cut away parts of images we don't want, and then we know how to turn in an awesome final compilation. Friends, if you found the video useful, please give it a like. If you got a question, comment, or a suggestion, add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit the notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.